What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Real G. My name is G, aka Pinky Dick. So, guys, just got done watching House of the Dragon season 3, episode 1, and my first initial reaction to this episode, I'm just gonna say, man, I thought it was a really fun, climactic season premiere. We got a great battle. We got individual fights. We also got the story being driven forward. We also got some deaths. So there's a lot of stuff that happened in this episode, and I thought for House of the Dragons, especially after kind of, we could be honest, majority like a lackluster season 2, we were starting off season 3 with a bang, and I'm absolutely here for it, and I dug every minute of it. So I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about it here. If you haven't got a chance to subscribe to the channel, go ahead and subscribe now. I appreciate all the love. All right, so starting out with this episode, I'm not going to go ahead and break it down scene by scene or anything like that. I'm just going to go ahead and just talk about some of the more important things that happen, and where this is going to go in the story going forward. And so, if you haven't got a chance to watch the episode yet, I do recommend, if you don't want to be spoiled with anything, go ahead and come back a little bit later after you watch it. And if you want to hear my opinion about it, because I am going to dive into some spoilers and some of the big things that happened in this episode. So, first off, I loved how the season started with a battle. One first, we got the Battle of Gauntlet. We have the Sea Snake. It looks like that they're going to cut him off, but then of course Aemon and they have a plan, and so it's just nothing's working out. And then of course it ends up to where they're being ambushed, and then now they're fighting to the death. And I'll tell you, man, the Sea Snake, I thought he was really great in this episode. And then we also got that Transformer. I forgot her name. That was she was a bad guy, and she's coming out to get revenge and everything like that. And I didn't realize that it's a man. But hey, it is what it is. So you know, so we uh so we got that, and the Sea Snake going through, what he went through, going through the part with the trench and going through that really narrow area to try to get the bad guys from not following. I thought that was really cool, and when he pulled it off, I thought that was like really clever. And then you find out the bad guys pull it off too, and then makes him really have to come to and just like, you know what, we're just gonna have to fight him. And I thought that whole arc of that was just so cool, man. That was really cool. I love seeing the ship fights, the boarding of the ships, and that was really cool part. And then on top of it, you got Damon, doing his thing, tearing stuff up. And I love to see Damon, but Damon wasn't very much in this episode. We're gonna see more of him, of course. So, but there was that really cool scene, him in his fighting gear. He has the whole black, Dark Sister, really really cool stuff, man. The whole thing with Rhaenyra. I'm just gonna be honest, man. Rhaenyra gets on my nerves. She whines more than anybody I've ever met in my entire life. She's constantly crying or being dramatic. Like that whole thing when she snatched that dress out that girl's hand. That girl, man, I guarantee that girl's been making that dress for a minute, and she wants to start scratching it up. Just for what? Embarrassing yourself, being ridiculous. But the whole reason for her acting like that is because her son, Jace, she was going to go into battle herself to go and help at the Battle of Gauntlet, and then her son was like, no, you can't go. Pretty much has one of her men lock her in her room, and so he goes to fight with his dragon. But then he goes to his cousin, and he's like, we're built for this, which I thought was like a truly good moment there. It was like, it's our time to shine, right? So they show up to the battle, and they start lighting up the enemies, which that was really cool. Now, a part of this episode, and I understand this is part of the story, but we end up meeting that one sister. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she was trying to find that pretty much that wild dragon, right? She's like, I'm gonna go tame that wild dragon. I want to be a dragon rider like my sister, like my cousins, and like my father even. So she goes out there and she's trying to find sheep stealer, right? Well, this episode starts off with that, Well, she can't control this dragon, and so she brings this dragon to battle to only make shit worse. And by her showing up to battle, it has Sheep Stealer attacking one of the good dragons. And then Jace comes in to try to help Moon Dancer. And then Jace got. We knew it was going to happen. You know, if anybody who knows the books or just knows kind of the story and where it all goes, we all knew this was going to happen to Jacaerys, and it was a sad moment for sure. And so now Rhaenyra doesn't have both of her sons now. I mean, two of her sons are now gone. So, I mean, I can't imagine the more crying that she's going to do next week's episode. But man, what a wild beginning to this season. And then we also got some really weird stuff going on too, man. Like the whole thing with Aemon. His mother was like, you know, we should have made you king. You know, Aegon wasn't ready. Well, then he goes and kisses his mother in like a very passionate way. She was like, what the hell is he doing? Well, that makes sense. My boy's got a little mommy fetish going on there. And that kind of makes sense kind of to where, you know, his story has been with the thing with the whorehouse and that older woman and that's just kind of his thing, you know. So it's very weird, very strange. I know it's strange to see on TV. I know that they're actors and they're not really you know, related, but like, you know, just the fact that you know she's his mother, that's her son, and but you know, it was really focused on that Battle of Gauntlet, and I love that. You know, I love that. I love when Game of Thrones. I love when they can do that. You know, when they can, you know, add a couple little story points and, you know, a couple dramatic moments, but really focus on the battle. And I thought they did a good job with this episode with that. I was a little deceived by the runtime. I saw that it said like it was an hour and 20 minutes or something like that. I'm like, heck yeah. And then find out that it comes out the episode's only about an hour and 6 minutes. So you're like, oh, what the heck? The deception. But overall, great start to the third season. I'm excited to see where this goes. I expect to have more episodes like this season. We're only going to have this season and next season of House of the Dragons, and that's going to be it. So we're going to get a lot of things that are going to transpire, not only this season, next season as well. But I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see where it's going. You also got Aegon and the crippled guy who are heading to Rhaenyra. We all know how that ends. If you're not familiar, just keep watching. So it's really interesting to see how they started out, and I'm excited the way they started out. I thought it was a really fun, really great opening, very dramatic. I remember sitting at the edge of my seat. I'm like, oh man, I was pumped for it. So let me know what you guys thought of the episode if you've seen it down below. What did you think overall? What were some of your favorite moments? What were some of your weak moments? What were some of the things that you wish you would have gotten in this season premiere? But leave those comments down below. And again, if you haven't got a chance to subscribe to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, man. I appreciate all the love. And if you could like the video, go ahead and like it as well. I appreciate it. But hey, guys, until next time, see you later.